They land on your food. They buzz around your ear. They seem weak, small, and annoying. But what if I told you that flies are hiding secrets so strange they could rewrite how we see life on Earth? Some scientists even whisper that their powers are so advanced they feel more alien than animal. Tonight we open the files and discover the shocking truth about flies. Flies are everywhere. From the deserts to the frozen mountains, from crowded cities to deep forests, there is almost no place on Earth where flies cannot survive. They have been with us for millions of years, long before humans ever built cities or even stood upright. And yet, despite their tiny size, they hold mysteries that most people never notice. Think about this. Flies are able to see the world in ways we can barely imagine. Their compound eyes don't just give them sight. They give them a near-complete field of vision, almost 360 degrees. While you and I see forward and need to turn our heads, a fly already knows what is happening behind it. It is as if they are designed to escape every danger before it even arrives. Doesn't that sound like technology instead of biology? Now picture their speed. A fly's brain processes visual information at lightning speed. What looks like a slow hand movement to us appears to them as if the world is moving in slow motion. That is why catching a fly is almost impossible. It reacts before we even finish the thought of moving. Imagine if humans had this power, we would be like superheroes, dodging every strike, every accident, every attack. So why does such an ability exist in a fragile creature? Was this extreme survival skill an accident of nature? Or was it given to them? The more you study flies, the more alien they appear. Their wings beat hundreds of times per second, creating a sound that is not just noise, but a warning system. They can sense air pressure shifts, body movement, and even vibrations in ways we are still trying to understand. It is like they are tuned into frequencies that escape our human senses. Some researchers have even suggested that their abilities go beyond what Earth's environment should require. In other words, flies may carry abilities that feel out of place, like tools brought from somewhere else. And then comes their resilience. Crush them, spray them, trap them, and still they return in endless numbers. Flies reproduce with terrifying speed. A single pair of flies can lead to billions of descendants within months under the right conditions. No matter how much humanity tries to wipe them out, they rise again and again. This unstoppable persistence makes them feel less like insects and more like invaders programmed to multiply endlessly. Now ask yourself, are flies simply pests of nature? Or do they carry a design that connects them to something bigger? Something we were never meant to understand? Many ancient cultures feared flies, not because of their annoyance, but because they seemed like messengers of death and disease. In myths, they often appeared where the supernatural was strongest. In science, they remain puzzles with abilities far too advanced for creatures so small. So here lies the first mystery in our alien Earth files. Flies are not ordinary insects. They are survivors with powers that look engineered, not evolved. Maybe they are just nature's strange accident. Or maybe they are a sign that Earth has been touched by something far beyond human imagination. Asterisk. Imagine looking at the world through the eyes of a fly. You would no longer see just one image. Instead, your vision would split into thousands of tiny fragments, each piece a part of the bigger picture. To you, every movement would appear slowed down, every shadow would stretch, and every flicker of light would feel alive. This is the hidden world of the fly, one of Earth's most ordinary creatures, but one carrying powers that look less like nature and more like advanced design. The eyes of a fly are not like ours. While humans rely on two eyes, each with a single lens, a fly's eyes are made of thousands of little lenses packed together like a dome of glass crystals. Each lens catches its own piece of reality, and when all of those pieces come together, the fly sees movement faster than any predator could strike. This is why a fly can dart away from a hand before it is even close. To us, it seems supernatural. To the fly, it is simply survival. But here's the strange part. This ability is far beyond what most animals of their size ever needed. Why would evolution gift something so small with such extreme power? Now let's talk about their wings. The wings of a fly beat hundreds of times in a single second. That's faster than the blades of most machines we build. But the real mystery is not the speed, it's the control. Flies are able to hover in midair, spin upside down, and land on ceilings without crashing. They do this by using a second, hidden set of organs called halters. These are small, knob-like structures that vibrate opposite the wings. Together, they act like built-in gyroscopes, helping the fly balance in ways that even modern drones struggle to copy. In other words, flies are flying machines with built-in alien engineering created long before humanity even dreamed of flight. Then comes the subject of time. Flies don't just see the world faster, they live it faster. Their lives may last only weeks, sometimes even days, but in that short span, they reproduce at incredible rates. A single female fly can lay hundreds of eggs at once, and within hours those eggs hatch into larvae. The larvae grow, transform, and soon become new flies ready to repeat the cycle. It is a process so rapid that, if left unchecked, flies could outnumber every living creature on Earth many times over. Their survival strategy is not only speed, it is volume. Endless numbers, endless chances, endless presence. Almost as if the planet itself is programmed to ensure that flies will never disappear, but perhaps the most chilling mystery lies inside their bodies. Flies carry bacteria, viruses, and parasites from one place to another with ease. They do not just spread disease, they thrive in it. They land on decay, on waste, on death itself, and instead of being harmed, they grow stronger. To most animals, rot is danger. To flies, it is fuel. Some scientists have suggested that this strange relationship with decay is not only natural recycling, but something more, something that feels almost like a designed role, a job given to them. Why else would creatures so delicate be so perfectly suited for cleaning up the darkest corners of life? And here is where the alien question grows louder. If we were to design a surveillance unit for a foreign world, wouldn't it look something like a fly? Small, unnoticed, everywhere, nearly impossible to destroy. It would gather information, spread influence, and survive in even the harshest places. Doesn't that sound exactly like what flies are doing on Earth? The deeper we look, the stranger it becomes. Every part of a fly seems too perfect, too efficient, too engineered for survival. Their vision, their speed, their wings, their short but powerful life cycle, all of it combines into a creature that should not be underestimated. They are not just insects. They are mysteries with wings, coated with abilities far beyond what seems necessary. So here we close this second file. Flies are not simple creatures of chance. Their biology reads like a secret blueprint, one that may not even belong to Earth. And as we uncover more, we begin to ask ourselves, did nature really create flies? Or are they fragments of a design from somewhere far beyond the stars? Asterisk, everywhere humans go, flies follow. They are in the shadows of cities, in the silence of forests, and even in the emptiest deserts. For most people, they are nothing but a nuisance, buzzing, biting, and spoiling food. But what if that irritation is only a cover? What if flies are not just random pests, but workers with hidden roles, shaping Earth in ways we barely notice? Let us begin with the role of decay. When an animal dies, its body should rot and poison the land around it. But flies arrive almost instantly, as if they were waiting. Within hours, their larvae begin breaking down the flesh, turning what was once dangerous into nutrients that can return to the soil. Without flies, the world would drown in death. Corpses would remain for years, disease would spread without end, and nature's balance would collapse. In truth, flies are not destroyers. They are cleaners. Silent workers that erase the traces of death and return the earth to order. It almost feels like they were assigned this duty, like invisible janitors programmed to keep the planet from choking on its own remains, but that is only the beginning. Flies are also pollinators. While we usually celebrate bees for carrying life from flower to flower, flies quietly do the same. In fact, some flowers are shaped not for bees, but for flies, strange, foul-smelling plants that bloom only when flies come near. Without them, entire ecosystems would collapse. Crops would vanish. Forests would wither. And humanity, though it rarely admits it, would suffer. Once again, flies appear not as pests, but as workers with a critical mission. They are part of the machinery that keeps Earth alive. And then there is science. Humans, in their endless search for knowledge, have turned to flies as test subjects. The tiny fruit fly has been used in genetics for over 100 years. Through them, we discovered the secrets of DNA, heredity, and even human disease. We look into their short lives to see reflections of our own biology. Their tiny bodies have revealed truths about cancer, aging, and even space travel. Think about that. Flies have been launched into space before humans ever walked on the moon. Why? Because scientists believed their small bodies could teach us how life survives beyond Earth. Doesn't it feel strange that the very creature we swat away at the dinner table may hold the keys to surviving the universe itself? And still, there is a darker role. Flies carry disease? Yes. They spread bacteria? Yes. But notice this, they spread only what already exists. They do not create illness, they deliver it. It is almost as if they are nature's messengers, showing us where decay is strongest, where health is weakest, where danger is growing. Instead of being random carriers, what if they are signals? Warnings built into the world's design? Flies appear where filth and rot spread, as if pointing humanity toward its mistakes. They do not simply annoy us, they remind us of what we try to hide, but here is the question that lingers. Why are flies given so many roles at once? Cleaners, pollinators, teachers, messengers. No other insect seems to carry such a wide responsibility. If Earth were a machine, flies would be its tiny maintenance crew, always at work, always watching, never gone for long. Too many roles, too much purpose, to simply be chance, and this is where the alien theory grows sharper. Imagine if an advanced intelligence wanted to protect a planet without revealing itself. It would not send giant ships or obvious machines. It would use something small, something unnoticed, something that could live anywhere and multiply forever. Something that could clean, pollinate, and signal danger at the same time. Something like a fly dot. So as we close this third file, remember this. Every buzzing insect that lands near you may not just be a pest. It may be a worker of Earth's secret system, performing a role designed to keep the world alive. Or perhaps it is more than that. Perhaps flies are not only serving Earth. Perhaps they are serving something else. For thousands of years, humans have wondered, who truly rules this Earth? We believe it is us. We build cities, control machines, shape the future. But perhaps there is another answer, something smaller, quieter, always near us, yet never noticed. The fly, could it be that flies are more than insects? That they are the hidden evidence of alien influence on our planet? Let us consider the theory of surveillance. Imagine an advanced civilization from across the stars, watching Earth not through satellites, not through grand ships, but through billions of tiny agents scattered across every corner of the globe. Agents that live in every home, every market, every wilderness. Flies fit this role perfectly. They are too small to attract attention, too fast to catch, and too many to destroy. They land on food, on bodies, on our very skin. If one wanted to gather information about humanity, there could be no better design than this. Some researchers even call flies living drones, biological machines that might have been seeded here long before humans appeared. Then there is folklore. In ancient times, many cultures feared flies as symbols of evil or omens of doom. In Mesopotamian myths, flies were linked to the gods of death and decay. In Christianity, one of the names for the devil was Lord of the Flies, suggesting that these creatures were tied to something dark, something not of this world. Even in tribal stories across Africa and South America, flies were believed to carry the whispers of spirits. Could it be that our ancestors saw something we have forgotten? That flies were never just insects, but messengers of a higher, stranger power? Science itself adds to the mystery. Flies are nearly impossible to wipe out. Species rise and fall, but flies endure. They adapt faster than almost any other creature. Spray chemicals, build traps, design poisons, and still they return in endless numbers. It is as if the earth itself refuses to let them disappear. They are not only survivors. They are constants, fixed points in the shifting story of life. That persistence alone makes them feel less like natural accidents and more like programmed entities, too important to ever be erased. But the most chilling thought is this: what if flies are not just watchers? What if they are workers for something we cannot see? When they spread bacteria, are they truly spreading disease, or are they moving pieces of code, building invisible patterns, shaping the planet's future in ways we cannot yet understand? When they break down corpses, are they simply cleaning, or are they erasing evidence, wiping the planet of secrets not meant to be discovered? If their wings are tuned to frequencies we cannot hear, then what are they hearing? Who are they listening to? And what about us? Every time a fly lands on your food, your table, your hand, it may not just be feeding. It may be recording. It may be transmitting. Perhaps each fly is a tiny black box of data, returning information to somewhere beyond the stars. A system so vast and so invisible that humanity could live under its watch for eternity without ever realizing it. Of course, some will call this nonsense. They will say flies are only insects, nothing more. But history is full of truths once laughed at. Once, people believed Earth was the center of the universe. Once, people believed the ocean ended at the horizon. Today, we believe flies are simple creatures. But what if tomorrow proves us wrong? So here is the shocking truth from the alien Earth files. Flies may not only belong to this world. They may be the oldest evidence that we are not alone. Every buzz, every shadow, every touch of their wings may carry a message too complex for us to read. And until we learn to understand it, we can only ask, are flies the pests of Earth? Or are they the fingerprints of an alien hand that has been guiding us from the very beginning? The next time you hear that faint buzzing near your ear, remember, maybe it is not just a fly. Maybe it is something watching, something waiting, something reminding you that the truth is closer than you think.